We'll go ahead and call this regular council meeting, Village of Woodlawn, to order. July 30th, 2024. The clerk have recorded the official time. We'll all arrive for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a short invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, right now we just want to pause and say thank you for allowing us to come here to the Village of Woodlawn to do what is best for the residents, for this village. Lord, we ask that you just touch each household that is represented here in the village. We also ask that, Lord, that you touch our seniors and let them know that they are precious in our spirits here. Lord, we ask in these blessings in thy son Jesus' name and for his sake, amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Esther Boyd. Here. Rosemary Brown. Present. Cindy Chandler. Present. Pamela Fitzgerald. Present. Robert Lawson.
Present.
Michelle Starr.
Present.
Mayor Poole.
Present. Very well. All right. I need a motion to approve the minutes from the regular council meeting of June 25th, 2024, with any corrections, deletions, or additions to those minutes in front of us.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the June council meeting.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes.
Aye.
Very well. Need a motion to approve the special council meeting that was of June 11th, 2024, with any corrections, deletions, or additions to those minutes in front of us.
I'll make a motion to approve the special council meeting minutes from June 11th, 2024.
Second.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes.
Aye.
Well, all right. I need a motion to approve the special council minute meeting from July the 18th, 2024, with any corrections, deletions, or additions to this minutes in front of us.
I'll make a motion to approve the special council meeting on July 18th, 2024. I'll second the motion.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes.
Aye.
Very well. Okay. Committee reports. Committee of the Whole, July the 9th. Michelle, am I correct?
You're correct.
Right, all right. Michelle?
The Committee of the Whole met July 9th at 6 o'clock. The meeting was called to order around 6:07. Public Works provided a report. They reported on the trash collection throughout the village, cutting and trimming grass in several locations on the streets throughout our village. And they mentioned planting flowers, cleaning the gazebo, spraying the ball field, and just removing any fallen trees. The fire department gave an update. Chief Johnson reported on trainings, where he said they have 4 new fire inspectors, 2 waiting to test, and 14 more UAS pilots finishing up training. He reported on transport with pending contracts, and mentioned that they have signed contracts with Care Corps Lake Ridge, Care Corps Meadows, Care Corps Garden Park, and Sanctuary Point. Chief Williams provided an update for the police department, and he reported on the following: that Sergeant Joshua Hilling was voted Crisis Intervention Training Officer of the Year by Mental Health America of Northern Kentucky and Southwest Ohio. So congratulations, Sergeant Joshua Hilling.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congrats.
Chief Kevin Williams also didn't mention, but we'd like to congratulate him as he graduated from the Police Executive Leadership College on June 28th, 2024.
Good job, Chief.
Congratulations.
Good job, Chief.
Parks and Recreation provided an update through Mr. Engel. He reported that the concert series lineup will be held every Thursday, starting back on July 18th, and will continue until August the 22nd. As an FYI, this coming August
August
1st is
Wow.
the next Thursday
This
lineup
Thursday.
for
This Thursday.
CSO. This Thursday
Yes,
is the CSO lineup. So he reported that there were free swimming lessons granted with a grant from We Thrive. And there was talk and discussion about the dress code signs needed at the swimming pool. He gave an update on positions held, open positions at the rec center. There are 3 interviews that were conducted and 1 other person that needs to be interviewed. The village manager reported on Juneteenth, 2024, council met with a debriefing with Call a Play, and you'll receive information on that later. He reported information on Redna and Chester, saying that the village received word from Duke Energy that certain gas lines needed to be replaced, and the village is coordinating with Duke to have those lines replaced as part of the project. And lawn and leaf pickup. There was a grant agreement that was received and is under review with the law director for lawn and leaf pickup. Ronnie Road and Woodstock. Neiman Construction completed paving work on Ronnie and Woodstock, and there's a few punch list items remaining, and Harry Holbert is in contact with Neiman to complete those items. Hamilton County Revitalization Grant, Springfield Pike Houses. There was mention that the port stated that they had all the necessary information on file to send to ODOT, and they had hoped that the next communication would be a notification for approval of those awards. There was mention on Hamilton County's CDAP, Warren Avenue property, saying that the grant contact was approved by the village, and we're awaiting on phase 1 environmental report to be delivered before we schedule the closing. And lastly, he reported on the school zone. The village received and accepted the quote from Capital Electric to install the school zone for Idea School. The work will be completed before the school year starts. The meeting was adjourned at around 7:50 p.m. Thank you.
Good job. All right.
Mayor, I just wanted to elaborate just a little bit on, when you said CSO, so just so they know, it's the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra concert at 6 p.m. here. Free food,
Correct.
and the concert actually starts at 7:30,
7:30,
right?
correct.
Right, just so it's all clear.
Yes, yes.
Just sent out
S-
Mayor
Yes.
just sent out a
Yes, you did.
code.
Yes.
Oh, good.
A code red went out, so I'm hoping that all of our residents that are hooked up on the code red see that, and then
Yeah.
with your announcement today, that's just an added value to that. Just so the public is aware, I believe that the school zone up at Idea has been completed.
Well,
Or they are in the midst of, I
Yeah.
seen some painting going on yesterday.
Yep, the markings on the road are completed.
Okay, good.
The lights for the school zone, the flashing lights, should be installed by end of August.
Okay.
It might be into the school year by the time they're installed, but those are coming.
Not the end of the school year.
I'm sorry, maybe into the start of the school.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. No worries. All right. Any other questions for Michelle and Committee of the Whole? Having none, BZA and Planning. Ms. Brown, if you could report briefly on that.
BZA met on July 10 a.m. Members present, Mayor Poole, myself, Steve Ovey, Mike Donahue, Evelyn Jackson, Robert Johnson, and Michael Trayview. Also present are Village Manager Tim Engel, John
Who?
Hamilton County Planning and Development, Leroy Williams and Brad Smith, and code enforcers, Brian Gould and PSS Contract LLC owner. The agenda was for the request for various approval to allow reduced side and rear yard setback increase, maximum lot coverage, reduced parking, no boundary buffers, reduced planting material in the streetscape buffer, a ground monument sign located closer to the right-of-way than permitted and with no landscaping around the face and taller walls and fences than permitted in the IP Industrial Park District. The summary of the staff report was presented. Based on the staff report, we found no problems with the request, and so it was granted. Planning, members Mayor Poole, myself, Evelyn Jackson, Robert Johnson, and Mike Tracy were also present. Tim Engel, our village manager, John Booth, Hamilton County Planning and Development, Leroy Williams and Fred Smith, Code Enforcement, Mike Hargraves, Contractors, and Brian Jones, and PSS Contractors Owner. The agenda item was final development plan modification for Glenwood Housing Partners, Bill Stone. Case ECWL 2024-06. The staff report was presented. The request was to consider approval of a modification to the final development plan that had been presented to us prior to allow the construction of a new 12-foot by 20-foot, approximately 10-foot tall gazebo on the site. The plan was submitted with some discussion, and mainly the discussion was we had a concern about the grilling area being placed inside of the pool area. Once we had the conversation, it was decided and agreed upon that the gazebo could be constructed in the pool area, but there would be no grilling within that area. And other than that, everything else was granted.
All right.
Site plan.
Oh, the site plans for over at Novner?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was a request for a site plan review approval for a prefabricated open storage building with associated site improvements in the IV district. Purpose, to remove existing gravel and concrete to construct a new 2,250 prefabricated open storage building and a retaining wall around the western perimeter of the site. Again, the site plan was presented, reviewed, and we found no problems with the building.
Very well. All right. Any questions for Ms. Brown, BZA and Planning Commission?
I have none, Mayor.
All right, having none, Finance Committee, Ms. Chandler?
Yes, thank you. Finance Committee meeting met on July 23rd, 2024. The meeting was called to order at 7:14 p.m. Members present were myself, Councilmember Pamela Fitzgerald, as well as Councilmember Michelle Starr. Also present were Finance Director Lauren Crisp, Village Manager Timothy Engel, Tax Commissioner Charles Willis, and Assistant Finance Director Ashley Maiden, Councilmember Esther Boyd, Councilmembers Rosemary Brown and Robert Lawson. The agenda items, and I'll just touch on it as the Finance Director will finish it off with his report. Some of the agenda items included an income tax update, which was reported by Charles Willis, and he reported the following. General fund, as of date, we have received $526,456,000. The road tax levy has brought in $86,210 versus the debt of $31,036. Capital projects is $17,242, which gives us a total of $660,944.
Okay.
Along with the road tax fund receipts and disbursements, Year-to-date, from its inception of 2019 to 2024, the receipts net out to be $4,849,921. Just a brief update on the finance update. As I stated, the finance director, Mr. Crisp, will delve in deeper with his report. He talked about the receipts and expense reports. He gave numbers in regard to the general fund. He talked about the fund balance report, bank reconciliation report, overtime report, and the salary expense report, as well as the recreation income versus receipts report. And he'll be able to dive in a little deeper when your report comes to the floor.
Okay. Very well. All right. Any questions for Ms. Chandler in finance? Having none, where am I at, Lord Jesus? Having none, municipal managers report.
Thank you. As was noted in our Committee of the Whole report, we had some additional meetings with Call to Play regarding Juneteenth, which included a special meeting on July the 24th with the Village Council. It was agreed that the council would like to continue to have Juneteenth Festival, and it was requested that a draft MOU be completed by September of 2024, so we'll work on that. Lee Crest Road and Redna Terrace, as well as Chester Road. Redna Terrace and Chester Road construction continues. Harry Holbert has continued to keep in contact with Duke Energy, as well as some other contractors performing work on Redna. We are waiting for Duke's group to give us some dates as when they will be completing the gas main installation. As soon as that's done, our work can continue on Redna. It's actually been very positive, though, as some of the other businesses on Redna have wanted to make other modifications to the area, and we've been able to kind of have that work come in conjunction with ours. So there won't be a time when we lay down a new road and they've got to tear it up and put something else in. But that is still going along according to schedule. Lee Crest Road, I met with CT Consultants 2 weeks ago, I believe, to discuss Lee Crest a little bit. They did look at some of the planning for Lee Crest. It's a bit more in-depth in terms of engineering than what we expected. The topography of Lee Crest is a little different, and they're working on additional upgrades to Lee Crest, including drainage. One of the issues that was pointed out to me, actually it was originally pointed out to me by our code enforcer, was that the road's made in such a way that it never really dries out. So when it rains or snows, the water goes to the edges and it stays there and it crumbles the road. And the reason the road is in the shape that it's in, obviously because it hasn't had a lot of upgrades in a while, but also that weathering has really deteriorated it. So they're working on ways to kind of upgrade that and fix it so 10 years after we fix it, we're not back where we were. We want it to be a 20 to 30 year fix as opposed to a 10. So that's still coming along favorably in terms of the engineering. Lawn and leaf pickup, I know we kind of discussed that as well in the Committee of the Whole review. I have talked with the Public Works Director. We're going to attempt to bring kind of a soft leaf pickup back this year. It may not be a weekly thing, but we want to try to at least get 1 or 2 weeks out of the month to get leaves picked up for our residents. Rumpke will still continue their service, so it's not like you've got to wait a long time. But we do know that that's important to the residents. We're going to try to get that done. We'll be more aggressive with it depending on how well seasonal employees come in and kind of what the work looks like as we move forward. There is a grant agreement on the agenda for approval tonight with Hamilton County Resource, and we've kind of discussed that a little bit. The grant agreement is to purchase a new chipper shredder for the village. As soon as we approve that agreement, we can move forward with that purchase, and we can start to bring a little bit of brush pickup back to the residents as well. That's the goal. The village will meet with Hamilton County Resource on August 7th to discuss additional diversion strategies regarding yard waste and collection and mulching. We're really excited to have that meeting. It looks like Resource is working on some interesting things we move into the future that can really help us reduce our carbon footprint, as they say, but also provide some better services to our village. Raleigh and Woodstock, the road construction itself has been completed. Public Works will be out in August to add some additional river rock to the area to improve the aesthetics of it, as well as some extra soil to the street. So what we noticed when everything was completed, the trenches along the roads don't run in a straight line. They kind of move. And it kind of made it look a little odd. So we thought it'd be better to move the rock all the way to the edge of the street. It'd improve the look of the street. The other thing that we noticed is that, people tend to park half on the street and half on the grass on those roads because they're kind of narrow. And when the roads were redone, obviously the soil was disturbed, and the soil that's currently there isn't packed down as much as it used to be. So we're getting kind of ruts on the side of the road now, and the river rock will kind of deter that as well.
Okay.
So that'll kind of help with a few things going on over there. With the Hamilton County Revitalization Grant, we did purchase the houses on Springfield Pike. I'm still waiting for word on the Port Authority to see if there's any demolition money for us. I just emailed them yesterday again to follow up. I haven't gotten a response yet, but I'm sure I will soon. But we're looking forward to taking those houses down and improving the look of the village. The CDAP grant that we received from Hamilton County, we settled on a closing date for the properties up on Warren Avenue. It should be closed out on Friday at the latest. If we can move sooner, we will, but currently we have it set for this Friday, so we'll take possession of them then. Springfield Pike and Gruninger improvements, CT is working on the plans for that, just kind of finalizing things. We should be bidding that out in the fall, and we'll either start construction potentially in the fall, but more than likely during construction season next spring. Also, we received word that we received grant funding to improve Wayne Avenue. And so this will be a combination of a grant as well as an interest-free loan from OPWC. Total value is $835,832, and the project will make improvements to Wayne Avenue starting at Glendale Milford, running north towards Marion. Our goal is to stack this grant with SORTA grant money, which is the Metro bus grants that are out there, with the hope of installing sidewalks along with the new streets. So that's really exciting. That will, I believe, give us kind of enough sidewalk that'll run from Idea School down to Marion Road.
That'd be nice.
Kind of complete that L shape. And then from there, you can actually traverse down Marion to get to the Pike, which will also then have sidewalks. So really excited about that. Those plans will be put together shortly, and we'll have a little bit more to talk about on that as well, I'm sure. As I mentioned, Glendale Milford Road sidewalk improvements are coming as well. That is in response to a SORTA grant that we also received, and those will be bid out possibly at the fall of this year as well, in conjunction with the Gruninger improvements, when we're hoping to start construction on that in the spring of next year as well. So a lot of road and sidewalk projects are going to come to us next year. All of which are paid for by grants and interest-free loans, which is a great deal.
Right.
The Regional Safety Complex, there's been no new update on that. Still looking for that to be moved in April of 2026. Tri-State Trails is still working on all of their plans to continue the hike and bike trails throughout the county. Neighborhood Allies continues to serve our village as well as the surrounding communities. They'll be back at the village of Woodlawn on August the 9th. So if you know anybody that needs some help or is in need, or even needs help with obtaining a driver's license or registering to vote, potentially even expunging an old record, Neighborhood Allies can assist with those kinds of things. The fire department has finalized several service contracts with retirement homes in the surrounding area for non-emergency transport services. This is something that they've been working on very hard, and they've been slowly growing that service. And I know we've mentioned it in other meetings, but it's very much outside the box thinking from Woodlawn. We're really proud of the way it's taking off. I think we have about 6 contracts right now. There are 3 more pending. Outlook looks good. We've had positive reviews from all of the retirement homes that we've serviced thus far. We also received notification that Governor DeWine signed a bill that contained language directing the Medicare director to move forward with implementation of the Ambulance Supplemental Payment Program, or ASPP, last year. The program allows public ambulance providers to receive supplemental Medicaid payments to account for the difference between emergency transport costs and Medicaid payments. Medi-Account Management, our EMS billing provider, is working to put a stakeholder group together to ensure the Ohio Department of Medicaid prioritizes expediting this program. We are planning to attend a meeting on August 13th regarding this issue. Implementation of this program is estimated to generate over $50 million of additional federal funding for the transport of Medicaid beneficiaries by ambulance providers. We've kind of talked about this a little bit in other meetings with the fire department. When we have an EMS transport, we go out, pick the person up, take them to the hospital. We bill an insurance company for that. Sometimes that's Medicaid. And the actual cost to transport somebody is right around $1,000. Of that $1,000, we get paid somewhere between $200 to $300. So this bill that Governor DeWine has signed will kind of help fill that gap between what we're being paid and what we should get paid. So it's very exciting, and the hope will be that that'll help us to obviously subsidize our fire and EMS services. We also noted in the Finance Committee meeting that the fire department received a grant for over $83,000 to pay bonuses to fire department staff. Need to give a shout out to Assistant Chief Pittman on that one. He worked very diligently to obtain that grant for his staff. Grants of this nature go a long way to keep up morale and retain staff, obviously. Excuse me. Also on tonight's legislation, on tonight's agenda for legislation, rather, we'll have the legislation to place the renewal of the fire levy on the ballot in November. So the 5 mil fire levy will expire this year. We would like to renew that, obviously, as part of the November ballot. As we mentioned before, the school zones are being installed for the IDEA school. We should have the lights up for those before the end of August, and we've already got some of the markings on the road painted for those. So that'll be good. We want to keep all of our children safe here in Woodlawn. Other buildings and other issues, as you'll all recall, we received a planning grant through Hamilton County related to the gateway between Woodlawn and Wyoming. It was a joint planning grant. As part of that planning grant, KZF Engineering was selected to provide those planning services. We've reviewed kind of a plan for what Springfield Pike could look like as we come into the future. But really the goal of that grant was the gateway specifically. And so in their final report, KZF split off the gateway portion from the rest of the plan and estimated that the gateway improvements would cost about $125,000. That cost would be split between Wyoming and Woodlawn for those improvements. So we're continuing to talk to the City of Wyoming to discuss those plans, and our hope is that we can continue to work together to make those improvements. It's a really nice plan. It's a really beautiful drawing if you haven't seen it. And also, as noted in Finance Committee, the village was approved for another community revitalization grant from Hamilton County. This grant will be used to construct a new parking lot on Taconic Terrace that will accommodate food trucks. This lot will benefit our businesses and have experienced significant growth and have run out of parking spaces for their employees. And it will also provide a new amenity to our business areas with the food trucks as well as the rest of the community. Value of that grant is just over $279,000. So again, thank you to all of our friends at Hamilton County for supporting us. We look forward to starting that project next year as well.
Very well.
Yep, good stuff.
Good job.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Rick,
I've got just a couple things to add real quick.
okay.
I do want to real quickly compliment Chief Kevin Williams and his police department. As we noted before, Josh Hilling was made Officer of the Year. Chief Williams completed his PELP training, as well as Sergeant Josh Kelly completed his PELP training. Those are very difficult trainings to
Good job.
complete. And it's a great accomplishment for our police department. Our fire department received their ISO rating this week, and they received an ISO rating of a 2. So ISO, their ratings go from 1 to 10, 1 being the highest. Most places don't get a 1 or a 2. In fact, the most recent information I was able to find, there are 1,142 fire departments in the state of Ohio. About 114 of them received a rating of 2 or above. So we are in the top 10% of fire service providers in the state of Ohio, which is an amazing accomplishment for our fire.
Good job.
Also wanted to just state the chief reported to me that he got a call from a police agency in New Jersey that wishes to start a drone program. And apparently the New Jersey group contacted New York and said, we want to start this program, who do we talk to? And the New York team said, you've got to call Woodlawn in Hamilton County, Ohio. So we've made a pretty big name for ourselves with our drone program.
Good job.
So it sounds funny, but it's a big deal. Public Works, I want to compliment them. They did a lot of work to clean out the area under the Glendale-Milford Bridge. Looks phenomenally better than it did, and they continue to make our village look better than it ever has.
Yes, it does. Good job.
Then again, I know we've talked about Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, but it's worth mentioning again.
Yes, it is.
They will be here on August 1st, and that was a really great accomplishment that Paula Sherman, our rec director, was able to work in conjunction with the Village of Lincoln Heights. So I hope all of you can attend, and that's a big honor for Woodlawn to be able to host that.
Good job. All right. Ms. Connie, good stuff. Ms. Connie, you had a question quickly?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
In regard to going back, Tim,
Yep.
to Lee Crest, you talked about the topography
Yes.
of the road. I gather that's the sloping up and down of it.
Correct.
And I know that part of the road is managed by Wyoming, and Wyoming
No.
is got it. Now, are you saying Springfield Township? Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's managed very well, and it looks significant. It still has the same kind of sloping going on. And so my question to you is, does the drainage issue mean that there might be a delay in working on the road rather than in the spring of 2025?
No, we don't. We haven't looked. We don't believe there'll be any delays right now. The goal is to get the drainage so that the water drains off of the road and stops it from crumbling in the future. But we've been working on plans on this for quite some time. CT Consultants, our engineering firm, will continue to work on those things. But we have not. We've not had any reason to believe there'll be any delays in working on the street. If that does become an issue, we'll certainly push that out to the community. But as I've told somebody else, the money to fix that road came from OPWC. It's specifically for Lee Crest. We can't spend it on anything else. So Lee Crest will get taken care of.
So there's just a challenge with it at this point, but it still looks like it's slated for the right time and getting it done.
It is, yes. And, part of the challenge, again, with the topography is that, there's actually some issues with erosion where it looks like some of it's kind of crumbling off into the ravine off to the right-hand side if you're coming towards Riddle.
Correct.
And so we've got to try to find ways to correct that and curtail it. And I think that's kind of thrown some curveballs as well, where they're trying to determine the best course of action. Do we try to put in some sort of a retaining wall? Is there an opportunity to kind of move the road a little bit towards the Springfield Township side? So I think those are some questions that they're really trying to get a good handle on and try to get a good plan for as we move into 2025.
Mr. Lawson, you had a question? All right. I didn't. Tim, I got a couple things in here I just wanted to point out.
Mayor. Michelle has.
I have a question, but
Okay.
it
Go
can wait
ahead.
till after yours. So Tim, you mentioned a fire levy. Can you please confirm for the residents that that fire levy renewal will not increase taxes? It will remain the same for them?
Correct. The renewal will allow your tax rates to remain the same. It will not be an increase in taxes.
Correct. Very well. Tim, I pointed out a couple things here in your report. I wanted the public to be clear, because we've been hearing a lot about Wayne Avenue. Wayne Avenue, the construction that you're referring to is from Wayne Avenue, Glendale Milford,
Right, Glendale
going
Milford.
east to Marion Road.
Correct.
It does not go up the hill, going south. Did I say east, west, south?
Marion is.
Yeah, Marion is east and west. Wayne Avenue is north-south. So the southern end, correct?
Correct.
From Marion Road going south
Right,
up toward the lofts.
correct,
That is not in this phase.
correct.
Correct. I just want to be clear, because a lot of folk have been talking about it, and I know that we've been talking about that piece up there on that, but that is not in this phase.
Currently,
Okay.
no. As we continue to look at it, if we can push it forward, we will.
Okay. Okay.
Now, for right now, it should start at Glendale Milford, run to Marion,
Okay,
and then if we can get anything past Marion, we will. I know there's a part that's kind of bad
yes,
as we get towards Wayne Lofts, a little bit past them.
yes,
And if we can take care of that, we will.
okay,
If there's money there through OPWC, we'll do it. If it's just a little bit more
okay.
through the road taxes, we'll extend it.
Can we look into that?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
no
like I
worries.
said, the plans haven't quite been drawn yet, so we can circle back. and
Right,
Push those a little bit harder.
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That was it. Any questions for the village manager? All right, having none, clerk, has anybody signed in to?
No, ma'am.
All right, very well. Finance director's report?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'll start at the, right after the income tax report where it starts finance update. We reported that the village, as of June 30th, 2024, had collected 50%, or at 50% through the year. The village had collected for all funds 40% of the budgeted revenue and expended 36% of the appropriations. This is all supported in the packet provided to the Finance Committee. Receipt and expense reports included in that report and in this report, are listing of receipts and disbursements for the month of June. Village had collected $789,699 and dispersed $740,260. Those are submitted tonight for those two listings for your approval. General fund, the general fund specifically had dispersed 53% of the budgeted expenditures and collected 52% of the budgeted receipts. There was also a fund balance report included in the Finance Committee packet. There's also a bank reconciliation report included in this packet for your approval. Overtime report included in the Finance Committee report supported that the village spent $442,613 in overtime for the month of June. Police department was 53% of that. I'm sorry. Yeah, for the month of June. And fire department was 36% overtime charges through June 30th. Salary expense report, village had spent as of June 30th $179,379 more on salaries and benefits to date in '24 than in '23, which represented a 7% increase over 2023. Recreation receipts for the general fund were $64,981. Recreation expenditures from the general fund were $175,359,000 for receipts under expenditures of $110,378. We had some discussion, the draft legislation, we discussed draft salary ordinance, and had some discussions on some of the expenditures. So,
All right, thank you.
All right. Is there any questions for Mr. Chris and his report?
No
All right, we do,
No questions. I would just like to add, under the legislation, when we talk about the draft salary ordinance, the second sentence, Mr. Engel stated 3%. I had asked what the percentage of increase was. I think the statement was it's 3% for most. So can we add that?
For most.
For most. I believe that was the statement, yes, 3%
Was.
for most.
Okay.
Yes,
very well.
okay.
Duly noted.
And
All right, one other thing. Ms. Chandler and Mr. Chris, they do need an approval of the receipt listing and payment listing and bank reconciliation. Put your motion on the floor.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve receipt and expense reports, fund balance report, and bank reconciliation report.
I'll second.
Receipt.
I'm sorry,
You said payment receipt?
and payment receipts. Thank you.
Motion been moving properly second. All ayes? Very well.
I'm sorry, let me catch up.
I'm sorry.
Who seconded that,
I
Mayor?
did.
Ms. Pam.
Thank you.
Law Director's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have several items for tonight. The first two items have to deal with legislation that's been passed at the state level that will have an impact on the village. The first is House Bill 33. This requires in part that all political subdivisions have a more thorough fraud training for its elected officials and employees. This is required to be in place by September 28th. Essentially, the Auditor of State has created an 8-minute video that all elected officials and employees are required to view by September 28th of this year. And thereafter, every new employee would have to view it within 30 days of being hired. And then it's once every 4 or 5 years after that. I can't remember specifically, but I'll provide that information to Tim. I'll provide the link to the video to council. And then it's important, once you watch the video, there is a certificate at the end of the video that you can print, and we will keep those on file. It is definitely anticipated that this will be an audit issue as we go through future audits to make sure we're in compliance. The second item is House Bill 47. This pertains to AED devices. This requires an AED device to be installed at every location where there is a sports facility. So it would require one at the rec center, the pool, ball fields. So I'll provide the manager with more information on that to make sure we're in compliance. It does also require the adoption of an emergency response program. We anticipate there's going to be a model emergency response program that will be issued at the state level that we can use for the village. And then lastly, I'm going to go over just briefly the legislation that we have before us tonight, unless there's any questions on those first two items. Okay, so for tonight, for the benefit of council and for the public, the items we have for legislation are going to be, one is an ordinance that's going to revise and increase the court costs and fines for mayor's court. Generally, the fines are going up around $10 for each violation. I think there's one that might be $20, and court costs are going up to $70. The second item is for the fire levy. This ordinance will authorize the placement of the fire levy on the ballot, and that would need to be at the Board of Elections 90 days before the general election, which I think is August 7th.
Yes.
The other item is, as council knows, the Charter Review Commission has made recommendations for proposed charter amendments. Council has reviewed those, and tonight there is an ordinance that will certify those amendments to the Hamilton County Board of Elections to place that on the November ballot as well. Every resident will receive a copy of the proposed changes as well in the mail, so that they can review those before the election. The next item is an advance of $55,000 from the general fund to the pool levy fund. As you all know, there's a pool levy that supports the pool operations. Money from those is received twice a year when we get our property tax distributions. This would allow for money to be used, to be put into the pool fund as an advance until that money is received, at which point it will be returned back to the general fund. There is a resolution that will authorize the manager to enter into the Resource Impact Grant Agreement with Hamilton County. That's already been discussed. This is the grant that will pay for the new chipper. There is a resolution revising the job description for the tax commissioner. I think that was done in part with our HR consultant. And then there are 3 resolutions that authorize contracts with our engineering firm for 3 different projects to do the engineering work for those projects. One is for Lee Crest, one is for the Glendale Milford Road Sidewalk Improvement Project, and one is for the Wayne Avenue Improvement Project. And then finally, there is a resolution for another grant agreement with Hamilton County, and this is for the Taconic Terrace parking lot and food truck park project. And that will be the legislation when we get to it.
All right.
And that's all I have.
All right. All right. Any questions, moving forward with the law
Yes,
director?
I have a question.
Yes.
Emily, did I hear you say there will be resolution for the job description for the tax commission?
Yeah.
Correct.
I didn't hear it, I apologize.
No,
Yes,
no,
thanks.
no worries.
I'm
No
trying to
worries.
follow.
Okay. All right. Law directors. All right. Couple things I want to share. One, it looks like our school year doesn't look like it's getting ready to happen. School's on its way back. Really, Princeton starts August the 13th. Please get your mind right. Start watching your speed, going up and down these streets. These babies are going to be crossing sidewalks, streets, being on corners for bus stops. So let's start being a little bit vigilant about that. And then lastly, we want to officially welcome home the 174th unit from here in Woodlawn at the community center. They were deployed, and Vice Mayor Chandler, along with Ms. Brown, went and represented the village. I was told that for a minute we thought that Vice Mayor was getting ready to be enlisted as she was marching through the place like that. But again, thank you, Cindy, for representing the village in my absence. I appreciate that. And it was approximately 190 soldiers that came back, and they had the ceremony up at Landmark Church. And so again, thank you to the both of you for going up there and representing the village. That's all I had. We can move on. Before we move on, Vice Mayor, I do need an approval of my mayor's monthly court statement, please.
Am I offering a motion?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve the Mayor's Court monthly statement for the month of June in the amount of $27,359.28.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. All right. We can move on into legislation.
First item is ordinance 13, 2024. This is a second reading of an ordinance revising and increasing court costs and fines for the Village of Woodlawn Mayor's Court.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 13, 2024.
Make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 13-2024.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Aye. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 13, 2024.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance number 13-2024.
I'll second the motion.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson. Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Next item is ordinance 2024, an ordinance for the renewal of an existing tax levy for the purpose of providing and maintaining fire apparatus, mechanical resuscitators, underwater rescue and recovery equipment, or other fire equipment and appliances, buildings and sites therefore, or sources of water supply and materials therefore, for the establishment and maintenance of lines of fire alarm communications, for the payment of firefighting companies or permanent part-time or volunteer firefighting emergency medical service, administrative or communications personnel to operate the same, including the payment of any employer contributions required for such personnel under section 145.48 or 742.34 of the revised code, for the purchase of ambulance equipment, for the provision of ambulance, paramedic, or other emergency medical services operated by a fire department or firefighting company, or for the payment of other related costs in excess of the 10 mil limitation, and to place the issue on the November 5th, 2024 general election ballot.
Very well, thank you. I know it was mouthful. I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 2024.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 2024.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler. Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson. Michelle Starr. Esther Boyd.
All right, I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 2024.
I'll make a motion for passage of ordinance number 2024.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Okay, thank you.
The next item is ordinance number 21, 2024, an ordinance certifying proposed amendments to the Woodlawn Charter to the Hamilton County Board of Elections and declaring an emergency.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 21, 2024.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 21-2024.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second on the suspension. Roll call, please.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown.
Very well, I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 21, 2024.
I'll make a motion for passage of ordinance number 21, 2024.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown.
I need a motion declaring an emergency to ordinance number 21, 2024.
I'll make a motion to declare ordinance number 21, 2024 an emergency.
Second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the emergency, please.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown.
The next item is ordinance 22, 2024, an ordinance to advance up to $55,000 from the general fund to the pool levy fund.
Mayor? No, never mind, I'm sorry.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 22, 2024.
Make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 22-2024.
I'll second that motion.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 22, 2024.
I'll make a motion for passage of ordinance number 22, 2024.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson. Michelle Starr. Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Very well, thank you.
The next item is Resolution 2024, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a resource impact grant agreement with the Hamilton County Department of Environmental Services Solid Waste Management District.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for, it's a resolution. I need a motion for passage of resolution number 2024.
Make a motion for passage of Resolution 20-2024.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Very well, thank you.
The next item is Resolution 21-2024, a resolution revising the job description for the position of tax commissioner.
Number 21. 21.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion.
I have,
Okay.
I need a motion to, for passage of resolution number 21, 2024.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of resolution number 21, 2024.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Very well.
The next item is Resolution 22-2024, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a contract with CT Consultants for professional engineering services related to the Lee Crest Road Improvements Project.
I need a motion for passage of resolution number 22, 2024.
I'll make a motion for passage of resolution number 22, 2024.
I'll second that motion.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Well, okay.
The next is Resolution 23-2024, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a contract with CT Consultants for professional engineering services related to the Glendale Milford Road Sidewalk Improvement Project, Chester to Wayne.
All right, I need a motion for passage of resolution number 23, 2024.
I'll make a motion for passage for resolution number 23, 2024.
Second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
The next item is Resolution 24-2024, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a contract with CT Consultants for professional engineering services related to the Wayne Avenue Improvements Project.
I need a motion for passage of resolution number 24, 2024.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of resolution number 24, 2024.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown.
And the last item is Resolution 25-2024, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a joint agreement between the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, Ohio, and the Village of Woodlawn, Ohio, to administer a community revitalization grant awarded for the Peconic Parking Lot and Food Truck Park Project.
I need a motion for passage of resolution number 25, 2024.
Make a motion for passage of Resolution 25-2024.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Well, is that it for the legislation?
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Before, it was something I wanted to make mention. what is your date of the, big yard sale?
August the 24th, and it runs from what, is it 8 to 2?
And they can get information?
And the rain out date is September the 28th. And everything, they can sign up down
At
there.
the-
We're
at-
taking registrations now.
At the recreation?
Mm-hmm,
Correct?
down at the rec,
Okay,
yes. And also we're featuring DJ Kevin Kev
okay,
and food truck.
okay, all right. So we were talking about the big yard sale, which is scheduled for August the 24th, between 8 and 2. If you want to participate in that, residents as well as non-residents, it is from 8 to 2 again. Registration to be taking place down at the Recreation Center with the rain-out date of September the 28th, is that correct?
That's correct. It's actually 3 o'clock is the ending time
For,
for the yard sale.
oh, 8 to 3? Okay, 8 to 3 instead of 8 to 2. Then again, the rain-out date. Again, a reminder for,
September the 28th is the rain out date. We have to
Correct.
schedule it, so that the military is not there. That's why it's so far down.
it's no, it's okay, I'm just making sure I got the dates in correctly. August 24th, September 28th, right? Got it, okay, all right, gotcha. CSO, I know we've heard that multiple times. I think we've all heard that over the airways, with the radio. I expect it to be a nice event. I'm just hoping and praying that this weather will hold out. We keep hearing different reports, but we're gonna hold that it holds out. That event starts at 6 o'clock. The concert itself will begin at 7:30. They will be providing free food as long as it lasts through CSO. So I want to make that very clear that as long as it lasts, it's out there. But again, if you choose to bring your lawn chair, come down again for the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. I'm excited that they're coming here. Hats off to our our Parks and Recreation Director for bringing such program to the village. That is an awesome job, so hats off to you, Ms. Sherman, and your team for that. We just having a bunch of good old stuff coming through here this year, and so we just, we're gonna continue to do that.
Can I ask
Yes.
a question regarding that, CSO? I was looking, it has a vendors, it says vendors.
Yes.
Tents and they will be provided. Will we be able to have a booth?
Yes, if you looked at that sheet, that said you, there's one for the village.
There,
But-
okay.
but I-
So my question is, are we planning to be there to sell our T-shirts and our
Yes.
Monopoly game?
Yes,
And do we have volunteers to do that?
I can't say yes to that. I have not set that up.
We need some volunteers.
So, but we can talk about that off camera, okay? But,
Are
we
we
can.
in new business?
Yes, ma'am, we're good and ready to be.
Well, I'd
Yes.
like to give a shout out to two ladies that have been here, and they've just been here for the village over and over and over again. They work really hard. The other night when I was at the concert, Rosemary Brown and Mary Hill, they continually do so much for our village. I was sitting in the gazebo next to Rosemary, who had a line almost across the street. She was making out slips, collecting money, the credit cards. And I sat there watching the concert for about 15 minutes and turned around. Do you need some help? And she was like, yeah. Then she gave me some menial things to do that she knew I would know how to do. She worked so hard. And Mary Hill was all over the place she brought all of her equipment down there. It's amazing. The food, she cooked, she came back and forth. She does this all the time. She's part of Woodlawn Improvement Corporation and Active Woodlawn Inc. She was on council for years, but since then, she still does a ton of things for the village. I was just amazed as I watched those two women and how much they work. So a shout out to Mary Hill and Rosemary Brown.
Good job, good job. Good job. one thing that I wanted to make mention, and Tim, I should have said that earlier, and then I'm not gonna hold out long, but as you were going through your report and you talked about the value of the particular grant we just received, the $279,000 grant that we just received, again, this is another testament of us being in front of the county. For years, we just didn't get what we should have deserved from the county. And through your administration, here, we just, every time you look up, we're getting some type of grant for this, for that. So between you and your staff, you're doing some wonderful things out there, and I just don't want that to go unnoticed. In every department, we're just seeing some fine things. So hats off to you, to your leadership. But these departments are doing their thing, and that, again, this is a testament. Every time you come into a meeting, we're talking about monies being given to us or granted to us from the county, so, doing some good stuff.
And as I was kind of reading through it, you know, finance never really leaves me. I started adding those numbers up in my head. This month, we received over $1 million.
Yes,
That's
yes,
a big deal.
yes, good stuff. So again, we're on the path. There's some just great things happening here in the village of Woodlawn, and I think all of us are committed to keep our foot on the gas and keep moving. Yeah, so good stuff there, Tim. Good stuff, good stuff.
Mayor, can we just talk about the audit? We never say that great stuff that happens with the audit.
The audit?
Yeah, our audits have been like perfect.
Oh, right,
For
so I
years.
think he touched
That's
on it
like
last
huge.
month. You're right, it is.
Yeah.
Last year, I know, was the first time in some years that we had a zero incident. I don't know if that's the correct term, findings that they use. But we had none last year, and so we went through another audit, and again, we just brought on our new finance director, Mr. Crisp, and he followed the footsteps of now our village manager with no findings. And so that stuff right there is a testament that we're doing some great things in the village.
And also, out of, there are 19 villages in Hamilton County.
I'd have to look
I
at
think
the
it's
number.
19 and only 4 have received audits with no findings.
That's good. So, hats off to you, Mr. Chris, and Tim. I mean, just good teamwork around here, so all of that's good stuff.
And Ashley
Unnoticed.
Madden too.
Yes, so.
She had the lead team
All right.
as part of the finance.
Is
team.
there anything, is there any new business that comes before this council?
One other item, Mayor. I know Ms. Sherman is looking to host an event here in early August. It was a healthy food event. We were looking to suspend the food truck inspection fees, as they're only going to be at the rec center for about 4 hours. And we can just do that through a motion if we'd like to do that.
Is this for, say it again, is that for the health?
Yeah,
What's the proper, what, is it a health fair?
Valley Health and Wellness Fair.
Say it again?
Valley Health and Wellness Fair.
Valley Health and Wellness. Okay, all right.
I just have a question regarding.
Go ahead.
So we're suspending the part that Woodlawn does, not suspending the part that Hamilton County will come out and approve?
so the county has their licensure that they, you know, that you have to have for food services, make sure everything's clean. The fire department, when they come into Woodlawn, does an inspection of the truck as well. They normally charge $50 for that inspection. We were just looking to waive that fee because the truck's only gonna be here for about 4 hours.
I just wanted to be clear on that.
For the Valley Health and Wellness.
But the inspection will happen.
They would,
Yes.
yes.
You can't get around that,
Yeah, we have.
not when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's August the 10th. Got it. Okay. All right, is there a motion on the floor to waive the fees
Fees,
for food truck?
food truck inspections, yes.
Food truck inspections during the Valley Health and Wellness program that's gonna happen on August the 10th.
I'll make a motion.
The inspection fee?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
you said food truck inspection.
Okay.
Inspection fee. Yeah.
Right, no, but when you said it, you
He
didn't
said
say
inspection.
fee, you said inspection, so
So the
you,
fee.
Fee,
okay,
the
gotcha.
fee, I'm sorry.
I'll
Michelle?
make a motion to waive the inspection fee for the Valley Health and
Wellness,
Wellness Fair
August
for
10th.
on August 10th.
I'll second that motion.
All right.
Nope, you can
All right. All right, motion been moved and properly second. All ayes? Aye. Very well, there's no nays. All right. All right, again, is there anything else that comes before this council? Having none, I need a motion for adjournment.
I'd like to make a motion for adjournment.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.